Over the Octagon, powered by the Overs Club. Your host, Dirty Bird and Nick Nasty. Let's get it, bruh.
Y'all ready for this?
What it do, baby boo?
What's up, you good-looking cow dick?
You fucking idiot.
What's up, Afro Thunder?
Oh, man. You know. Another day, another drink, baby.
Hey, let's go, Casamigos gang.
Hey, yay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You ready for a fucking fun night? Because we ain't got shit to talk about, but just have some fun. Because no fights this weekend, bruh.
No fights this week, man. We got a free week off, bro. I think I might watch some basketball.
I thought about just watching old Nate Diaz fights.
Dude, I'm so down for that.
This on Saturday instead of having a fight night or a pay-per-view, just sit back and watch old Nate Diaz fights.
I'm down to pull up, man. I'm just down to watch him in between rounds.
Right? The in-between rounds, the flick-offs, the slaps, slap in the face, the fuck yous.
That dude says, fuck that water. I don't want that pussy-ass water. Fuck that water.
The best video is him walking out of the, getting taken out of the or he's walking out of the arena, and then he bucks on some dude, and the dude throws his beard, just goes everywhere when he fucking bucked on his ass.
That was the funniest shit, dude.
It was great. It was great. Well, shit, brother. I guess we can fucking get started, man. You know what it is, Over the Octagon podcast. Dirty Bird and Devil and Nasty.
Hey, what up?
Well, shit, man. Fight night, what'd you think, man? I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
I give it a 5 out of 10, man. That Holly Holmes fight made me just almost pass out.
I mean, let's be real here. If Yana Santos couldn't beat Holly Holmes, with Holly Holmes being, no offense to old people, but we're not the youngest either. But in fighting, she's old, and she's winning, and she's signing extensions and all this shit. I thought the fight was definitely one-sided. I mean, the striking from Yana Santos was there, but Holly Holmes just controlled 80% of the whole fight. So I see why there was a unanimous decision called, but I don't see Holly even making a run for it at all anymore. I don't think she holds a belt. I don't think she gets even the chance.
No, dude, she needs to go to a different, whole different league of fighting, and she'd probably be champ somewhere else, bro.
See, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I was listening to another podcast. I want to say it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was Spinning Back Fist. Have you ever heard of that before?
I have heard of that. That's such a dope name too.
It's the Barstool podcast for MMA, and they were talking about that before this fight. I was listening to them 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and they were talking about how the Holly Holmes extension was probably just a way to keep her in the UFC and not go anywhere else, so she can so they can just lock her down for the rest of her fighting career instead of going to another name. So they offered her a 6-fight extension, knowing damn well she's not going to make it 6 more fights.
Yeah, man. I mean, she'll probably live and die in the UFC. I mean, she's a known name. She will sell for the rest of her career.
I mean, but let's be real here. She ultimately had the biggest bang in the women's division ever by beating when she knocked out Ronda Rousey. That kind of changed everything. She shook the world up for the women's fighting, because at that time Ronda Rousey was dominating all the women, and personally I didn't think Ronda Rousey was that good. So
dude, I thought her up was so fucking weak, bro.
So that alone, I mean, she was just a good judo fighter. That's all she was, man. I don't know, but that shook the world when she got paired up against Holly Holmes, who at that time was one of the best strikers in the women's division, and then she went on to be the champ and then lose the belt, and then now we have some women that are just way above her league and that how it was back in the day, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. She Ronda Rousey is pretty much the Hoist Gracie when it comes to women and men.
That's true. That's true.
She dominated everything until hybrids came in that could do everything and just
yep. Yeah, because like the Gracie back in the day, man, like he was all they did was submit people. They got him down and did some sort of submission. And then once striking and submission started to like those, like you said, hybrid fighters started to come into the league, that all that shit changed, dude.
Dude, we were talking about the Iceman book last week. You got to check out the Gracie book by Higston. It's his dad or his older brother.
Oh, really?
It's called Breathe.
Breathe?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to fucking give that a look. Yeah. I'm sure you can.
Heard it was incredible, man. Like their Gracies were just they're breeding, bro.
Yeah, it's almost like they were like the early age Dagestanis.
Holy shit.
Like Gracies were just going like coming out of nowhere. Like there's so many Gracies, and now you look in the UFC, there's so many, you know, Magomeds and or Nurmagomedovs and Magomedovs or whatever. Like, you know, all those Dagestans. Now they're just kind of taking over the UFC.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It's like, how do you even create jiu-jitsu? I get like how you create karate, boxing, kickboxing, but jiu-jitsu, like, how the fuck did you think of that? Let me just wrap my leg around your head 4 times and fucking, I mean, what?
Yeah, but if we're being real here, if there was a stand-up fight only, any kickboxer or Muay Thai fighter will 100% fuck up a jiu-jitsu fighter.
Dude, I agree 100%.
And if it was stand-up only, if it was on the ground, jiu-jitsu has the advantage tenfold.
Dude, I feel like jiu-jitsu only has the advantage in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree at all. I mean, jiu-jitsu is a key opponent to MMA. Don't get me wrong. Like, you have to have jiu-jitsu. But I would rather be like the best wrestler in the MMA versus the best jiu-jitsu, like black belt.
Yeah, man, and all it takes is one punch to knock you out. So I would be like,
one punch to knock you out, and if you're a good wrestler, it's going to be hard for any jiu-jitsu, you know, style fighter to submit you.
Yeah, my buddy, he's trying to get into it, and he's like, "Where do you train at?" I told him over here at X3, and he's like, "What should I get into first?" And I was like, it took me back for a second. I was like, you know what, dude? Honestly,
Muay Thai, boxing or Muay Thai.
I said boxing. I was like, be able to throw a punch first, dude. Like,
that is true. Yeah, you always want to start with the striking first, like punching, and then you start to throw in the kicks. And I say if he does the boxing, he needs to like throw in some wrestling in there. Like do like an hour like you do with Thai and jiu-jitsu. Just do an hour wrestling and an hour boxing, and then once you feel like your striking's getting better, transition from boxing to Muay Thai.
Bro, yes, after like 2 months.
And then once you feel like your wrestling is getting better, then transition over to jiu-jitsu.
Yes, man. And I just feel like you can have a successful career not knowing as much jiu-jitsu as the others, but you can't say the same for the rest. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
I 100% agree. If you're a shitty striker and all you have is jiu-jitsu, you're going to get dominated.
Yeah.
100%, especially in the UFC. That shit is, you have to be a good hybrid nowadays to even be remotely good in the UFC.
Yeah, I feel like you could get away with jiu-jitsu the least if you had to get away with one skill. Like, man, jiu-jitsu, I'm just gonna have takedown defense and striking like crazy. Yeah, just win like that.
Takedown defense and striking. That's all you really need. Did you hit that on the nail for sure?
Facts.
But we got to get a little sidetrack on it, but it is what it is. But another fight on that card, too, that was a little controversy to me was a lot of people were saying Andre Ali won against Macy Barber, and I was putting up the fight, man. I guess if you really want to consider, you know, the takedowns in this fight, yeah, sure, Lee won. But like we were just talking about, like the jiu-jitsu versus the striking and then the takedowns and all that shit, like, nowadays in wrestling or nowadays in fighting, it's a combo sport. It's a hybrid sport. You have to be good at everything. And Macy Barber still got 2 takedowns and won the striking battle. Yes, she might have got taken down five times, but she won the striking battle, and it would be different if she had no takedowns. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she still had 2 takedowns and won the striking battle, that to me is, I see why she won the fight. But people were saying like, oh, she didn't win the fight. But Lee didn't do shit. When Lee got her to the ground, all she did was control. Like, that's it. There was nothing, no striking, nothing like that. And there was a time where Macy was on her back, landing harder strikes than Lee, who was on top of her.
Yeah, those punches from the ground were awesome, dude. Lee would just take her down and just lay on her the whole time. It was nothing. I don't even know if she threw a punch.
Yeah, I agree with the decision. I don't care what anybody else says. Yeah, you can disagree, but we've seen it before. We saw it with O'Malley and Yan. People wanted to say there was a Yan one or O'Malley one, but takedowns sometimes don't mean shit when there's more damage coming from the strikes. And I see judges are seeing that now, and fights are getting judged differently.
Good. It's about time, man. A lot of fights have been fucked over because of that.
Well, judging nowadays, it sucks, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. I know that's one of the topic we definitely wanted to hit on. Another fight, too, which was pretty cool. Nate Lardwar with the submission. He seemed to be a fan favorite for sure, and to go out there and get that rear naked choke in the second round was pretty cool to watch. And then the main event, VERA, SANDHAGEN. I called it, dude. I personally, just like you said to me the other day, you didn't think that the Cowboy had he was a good career, a good fighter. I'm going to compare him, in your terms, to Cheetah Vera. I never thought that Cheetah Vera was that good.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this because not only did he look not great in this fight at all, but if you really want to talk about the reason why he's so popular is because of that win over Sean O'Malley.
That it's got to be it, man.
Because
I don't see why.
If he didn't get that controversial win over Sean O'Malley, he wouldn't be a fan favorite. He wouldn't be getting this shot. Because look, he loses to Jose Aldo right after he wins against O'Malley. And then he goes on a 4-fight win streak, yes, but he beats Davey Grant, almost retired Frankie Edgar, almost retired Dominic Cruz, and Rob Font. And then he loses to Corey Sandhagen. Those 4 fights are not shit.
Dude, they're not shit. The Cruz and Edgar one, I wish they were shit. They weren't shit, dude. They got them when those two should be out.
Yeah, and then the other 2 fights were unanimous decisions. So he didn't even get the KOs and TKOs in those fights that are actually contenders, you know? And then he gets to a Corey Sandhagen, which for some reason, everybody in the world, besides maybe me and you and a couple other people, tried to forget who the fuck the Sandman is. Dude, how could anybody put it past the fact that Corey Sandhagen has fought the best in the division on multiple occasions? He didn't fight the best for no reason, dude. He lost a controversial fight against TJ Dillashaw, which he probably should have won, and then he loses to Petr Yan by unanimous decision, and then he wins against Song Yadong, and then he beats Cheeto. It's like he's fought Aljamain, he's fought Marlon Morales. He has fought contenders in this division, dude, almost ever since his last 10 fights. Have all been against high-level contenders. When did anybody think oh, he's just going to be that much worse against Cheetah Vera in this fight?
Yeah, that was strange to me, man. Sandman, he kind of got overlooked. He's been overlooked lately, man.
Very overlooked, dude. I'm a big fan of him. I love the way he fights.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't fight as much as I don't think anymore. I think that's what it was. It's like once a year when he used to fight more than that.
That is true. That's probably, that could be a reason why, but he again showed why he's in the top 5 contenders. And now with that win, you're setting up a bunch of potential opportunities. So now we had a Petr Yan who just recently lost against Merab. And then you got Corey Sandhagen who just beat Cheetah Vera, who at the time was the number 3 contender. And you got Sean O'Malley and Merab in front of him. I said it last week. I would love to see Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley. That to me is a perfectly paired matched fight. Who's going to outstrike them standing up? Because, Sean O'Malley throws crazy punches. Corey Sandhagen throws wild flying knees and spinning heel kicks. And, they're good. It'll be a good striking fight.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a big possibility. Sandman is the 3rd ranked bantamweight right now.
Yep.
That's insane. He's right underneath Sean O'Malley, dude. That would be a
banging ass fight because Merab doesn't want to fight Aljamain Sterling. And I did see. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I did see on Twitter that they were looking to set up a Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab fight, but that would be 11 fighting the number one contender. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but the matchup, like the stylistic is the style of the matchup is correct. So if like they did pair them together and it was a fight, it would be a good fight. But you got to look at, let's see, Dominic Cruz, Rob Font's already got a fight. Marlon and Corey and Piotr Jan have just fought. Dominic Cruz is, I mean, let's be real here, probably not going to be anybody in the top 6. Pedro Munez, Ricky Simon, Umar beats the top 6 or the 6 through 10. So I could see him jumping up with one more win, or he gets straight into the business and fights maybe he get not, because he beats Cheetah Vera, I believe, with this wrestling alone. So I don't know, man. Maybe they do pair him with Merab and then do a Corey, a Sandhagen O'Malley fight. But then who does Piotr Jan get? That's the thing. Maybe Piotr Jan, Cheetah Vera?
Yeah, that's actually a perfect fight.
And then maybe this is like the redemption for Vera. If he can beat Piotr Jan, then Piotr Jan's career is done. And if Piotr Jan wins, then we knew that Cheeto was a fraud. I'm going to call him Cheeto for the rest of my life.
Hell yeah, dog.
But I don't know, that division, with that win with Sandman, that could really spice the top 3 up there. I'd love to see what the UFC's got in store for that.
Well, Sandman's back in rotation, man. He's up in that bitch now. So,
and he's still young. He still has potential to, he has the potential to keep going. I mean, he's our age. He's 30. I think if he keeps going, he still has got another maybe 3 years, 2-3 years left in him. He seemed in good shape. He went 5 rounds, no problem. Oh, and he's used to going 5 rounds. Shit, he goes 5 rounds all the damn time.
Oh yeah.
His last 4 fights were 5-round fights,
That dude's trained.
So I can see him getting a potential opportunity at the belt if he wins his next fight, whoever that may be against.
Man, I just want to see O'Malley fight for it.
Oh, I almost forgot that Aljamain's fighting damn Henry Cejudo. So that really could change some things depending on how this looks. If Sterling loses to Cejudo, does Cejudo just all of a sudden come right back in and be the bantamweight champion, and he stays there for like 4 or 5 more fights?
Yeah, man, I think he's way too good to not come back right now. And I think he's gonna beat Sterling. I think he's gonna beat the shit out of him.
I think he could win too, for sure. I mean, Henry Cejudo, dude, is an animal, bro. He one of the best wrestlers ever in the UFC. But the thing is, Aljamain's good. I mean, Aljamain is good. I'm not a fan of Aljamain Sterling. He's probably one of my least favorite champions, but it's gonna be it'll be more tougher. It'll be tougher than we think, I think. But I do think that Cejudo can pull it out.
I think Merab is going to take the belt from Cejudo.
Do you think so? Dude, that's a nasty's hot take right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a nasty's hot take right there. I'm calling that right now, actually.
Nasty's hot take is you think Merab can beat Cejudo. I think you're stupid for saying that, because we have no idea what Henry Cejudo is going to look like when he comes back. If he looks like prime Henry Cejudo, that whole division's fucked.
I think Cejudo beats Sterling, and then Merab takes the belt from him.
That would be cool. I wouldn't hate it. I think Merab's a cool fighter. I don't like the fact that I love the fact that he keeps pressure the whole fight, but I would love to see him, do some other things. Technical striking, groundwork, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
But
that dude is a bum rusher.
He bum rushed, dude. And somebody's going to catch him. And, dude, that someone could be Sean O'Malley, because Sean O'Malley is really good at those weird fit-in punches that, like, land on people that are doing some dumb shit.
Dude, he pieces up people trying to bum rush.
He does. He's a good striker when it comes to that technical striking. That's one
Yeah,
good
dude.
thing that Sean O'Malley has, and that's why he beat Piotr Jan in the striking sense. Because Piotr Jan, dude, and prime Piotr Jan, his striking was off the chain.
Dude, I thought his striking was incredible, man.
And then to lose to Sean O'Malley was pretty tough to see.
Yeah, man. That people are still arguing about that fight, right?
Yeah, it's always going to be a talk about because, I mean, dude, Jan took him down on multiple occasions. But then again, Sean O'Malley won the striking battle, dude.
Yep.
So, but anyways, it was an all right fight night. Could have been better. Definitely the worst of the current year, I would say.
Yeah.
Nothing really spiced my bubble except for Sandhagen winning, and that's about it, to be honest.
That was the only one I paid attention to, man. All the other fights, I was like, all right, this one, we're just going to get this one over with.
Yeah, I mean, even the Joe Cooney and Darav fight, that was kind of boring. It was a split decision. It was a good fight, but it didn't entertain me like that, like I wanted it to. So, but with that being said, man, I know there's been a lot of talk about the judges recently and how bad some calls have been. We saw it again in this last one where the one of the judges scored the Corey Sandhagen Chito Vera fight 46-49, 45-50, and then the one judge scored it 48-47. How do you go from 46-49, 45-50 to a 48-47? They scored it Cheeto 48-47.
No way.
Yeah. So the fact that the judge, this is what, the second or third time in the past two fights, I believe, that one judge had been like one-sided with the other fighter when it should have been here. It was actually on the Usman. What was the other fight that was like that I was like, there's no fucking way. Oh, it was the Casey O'Neill fight. You know, they scored Casey O'Neill 29-28, 29-28, and the 30-27. It's like, I thought the fight was closer than that. Then same with there was another fight too. But the judges have just been really bad with their scoring. Like, with their scoring lately.
I don't understand what it is, dude. I just don't know why, but it's not a good look for the UFC, and it's been happening more and more frequently. There's been that outlandish like score, and I'm just like, who the fuck do you have scoring this card?
Yeah, it's always one judge, and I don't know if it's the same judge as before, but there's just been a lot of like. Chito Vera didn't win one round.
Not at all, man.
He got beat the whole fight, and how is it a 48-47 for him?
Dude, it's got to be like the style of fighting that this judge is like completely biased to, because it's happening a lot, and I can just name fights right now, and it's just I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, dude. Corey Sandhagen controlled 7 minutes of the fight. Chito Vera didn't even control 10 seconds of the fight.
Nowhere.
So how are you going to give him a 49-48 or 48-47? I'm sorry. The judges suck. For one fight, they're biased of strikers. The next fight, they're biased of wrestlers. I don't get it. They need to figure that out in the UFC because there's been a lot of weird. I've seen more draws and more split decisions than I've ever seen here recently. We had 3 split decisions in the damn main card of this fight night. 3 split decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to have like the best of the best judging this, and I just it doesn't make sense to me. I think we got to get some fighters in there or something, but you know that would have the whole bias issue about stuff like that. So
I definitely don't think you couldn't do. I don't think you could do fighters though. Like, nah, you have to have officiating, like licensed professional officiating team, judges. It can't be fighters because you're right. The bias is going to be there. Like, that's like saying like, oh, DC is going to be a judge, you know? Well, DC was a wrestler, so he's going to judge fights differently based on wrestling and things like that. So you really couldn't.
He says he won't, but you know he would.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. DC's a scum anyway, so you know he definitely would do that shit.
Dude, you hate DC, Joel.
Dude, I do not like Daniel Cormier, bro.
Yeah, man, you fucking hate him.
He's such a soft ass bitch.
Yeah, soft in the middle, bro.
Dude, he's so soft, bro. He says he's a badass fighter, which don't get me wrong, dude. DC is a good fighter. He was a champ, for God's sakes. But if I saw him in the street, I'd buck, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I would be like, man, I think I'd win, yo. You know?
But if I saw John Jones in the street, I would not buck.
Bro, I would run. I would sprint.
I would be like, somebody said that. Who was it? I was listening to Joe Rogan the other day, and he was talking about, like, they were talking about John Jones and shit, and he was like, could you imagine, like, think about this for a second. Could you imagine that you are, and this is in the world, you are the greatest fighter in the world? Like,
Golly,
just
dude.
think about that. As many people in the world as we have, hand-to-hand combat, John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world.
Dude, he was walking
That
around.
is crazy. Joe Rogan was like, yo, that's crazy to think about. He was like, I wonder if John Jones ever thinks like, I'm the greatest fighter in the world. There's no one that can beat me. Like,
Yeah,
you ever think that crosses his mind?
Dude, it's got to, man. I think that's like the main reason why he couldn't turn up and party. Because like, imagine him turning up and partying. Like, I would look at police if I was the best fighter in the world, and be like, I dare you to try to arrest me.
Right?
Oh my god, he's like, there's not a person in the world that can take me.
There's not a person that can beat him, dude. That's crazy to think about, though. That seriously is. Like, you are the greatest fighter in the history of the world, because the best fighters go to the UFC. Yeah, there's probably guys out there that are good in every aspect of every different style, but in all concepts of just pure battle, John Jones is the greatest fighter in the world, and that's crazy to think about.
Rest in peace, Kimbo. That was a solid number 2.
Dude, Kimbo Slice street fighting, dude, he was a fierce dude.
Dude,
It's
that guy
crazy
was-
that he died, though. That was very unexpected.
Yeah.
But he had like a heart attack, right?
I think so.
I mean, he definitely was on some juice, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah, probably missing juice with the coke.
He was on something, that's for damn sure. I remember watching his damn. You know, that's where Jorge Masvidal came from.
Dude, he is, right? There's actually proof of a video that you see Jorge in there.
Yeah, Jorge Masvidal used to fight under the Kimbo Slice shit.
Dude, speaking of Jorge, man,
It's coming up.
bro, that, you know what, dude? I love Gilbert Burns, but that would be insane. I don't think it's gonna happen at all. I don't see it happening at all, but that would be insane if Jorge.
Somebody, some person, I don't remember. I did read it today. Somebody was like, "There's more of a chance." Like, people that Jorge has a better chance than a lot of people think he does. Which I listened to him on. He was on Joe Rogan the other day, like, and he was like telling Joe Rogan. He sounds a little cocky with it, like I can beat anybody. Like, I had a rough life type shit. But Gilbert Burns is an animal, bro.
Yeah, like Jorge Masvidal, I get it, dude. You'll fight anybody. You know, you do have the opportunity and the chance to beat anybody.
You're an Nate
Not-
Diaz.
not people-
I mean,
not
no
people like
offense to the Diaz brothers, but he's a Diaz. He's along that similar line. You're not going to be a champ, but you'll fight anybody and you'll thug it out. 5 rounds, 3 rounds, doesn't matter.
I just don't see people who fight like that having a chance to fight someone like Gilbert Burns, who's a machine like that. You know, you
Yeah.
can beat anybody, but not people who fight like that.
Yeah, no, Gilbert Burns has champion qualities. I don't see that in Jorge Masvidal. I just see
No.
a shit talker.
I mean, he's got a belt, right? He's got the baddest motherfucker belt.
Eh, fuck that belt. He's the only one that's had it, and it's been around for 4 years.
I know, right?
So they clearly didn't care about that belt when they gave it to him.
How do you even get that belt?
He beat Nate Diaz.
I know, but besides that, it's like, is that it?
That's it. That was the
created
very
the
first
belt.
one.
That's crazy, bro.
They created the belt in hopes that Nate Diaz won it, and he didn't. So they just said, "Fuck with the belt. We're
Dude,
never doing it again."
Diaz win is so bad, bro. Like,
I always wondered, what do you think that Dana White feels? How do you think Dana White feels about the Diaz brothers? Do you think that he fucks with them, or do you think that they were bad for his business, but they were so entertaining and people loved them that they kept him around?
I think he fucks with them. I think the Diaz. I think he definitely wants to fuck with them. I think the Diaz brothers try not to. I know Nate definitely does. Nick
No, he doesn't.
But I mean, Nate had a crazy career. I mean, Nick did.
Nick and Nate.
Let's fucking both. Dude.
It would be so cool. Like, I would love if me and my brothers were like them. Like, we were great fighters, but we were both like in the UFC. Like, that would be so cool. Like, growing up, those guys must have just been training all the time together, and you always had your brother there.
Yeah, you can tell Nate got beat up his whole life.
You said Nate did? Oh, yeah, the way he talks, dude. Yeah, for sure. But they both sound stupid when they talk.
They do, man.
They fucking both have their brains beat in.
Dude, Permastone almost like free on heads.
Dude, right? They've been doing whippets since they were 12.
Yeah, they don't look. They're not there. But I mean, shit.
I was listening. I saw like a clip. It was an interview from Nate Diaz, and I think it was Ariel Helwani or somebody, and was like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Helwani. It was somebody else. But they asked Nate. They were like, when you were a kid, like, did you ever get bullied in school? Because, you know, like a lot of fighters might have said they got bullied and they learned fighting. They're like, did you ever get bullied in school? And he was like, fuck no. I had an older brother.
No way.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, fuck, that's gangster. And then it goes on like a clips of Nick Diaz like fucking people up in the UFC. But when he was like, fuck no, man, I had an older brother. I was like, yo, that's gangster.
That is gangster, dude. Is Nate done right now? Speaking of Nate, is he done, or is he gonna like box football or something?
No, I think he's starting his own organization, kind of like Jorge Masvidal does, like boxing and shit.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's doing.
So you don't think he's gonna fight in the UFC again?
Probably not in the UFC. No, I doubt it.
I could definitely see a super fight coming in his first thing. If he like has like Jake Paul's like management team, money management team, and like gets it right, I could definitely see like him and Conor McGregor fighting again.
That would be awesome in a boxing match. Imagine that.
Oh, that would be
because the Diaz brothers, that's what they were known for, dude. They're boxing.
Oh man, they were good. The way they were able to switch between southpaw and regular stance.
Bro, they slipped jabs and landed counter punches so well.
I mean, dude, the amount of like connections they would get, even if they weren't a lot, it was almost like shit talking, dude. They would just switch between stances and just tap you in the face sometimes.
Speaking of one of my favorite Diaz fights, remember the now newly inducted or future inducted Hall of Fame, the Cowboy. Remember that fight?
Dude, I remember that fight, yeah.
Fucking Diaz flicked him off across the fucking cage in the third round, going into the third round. Like, bitch, this is my fight. He's flicking him off. And Cowboy looks exhausted, bro.
Dude, Cowboy's looking at him. He's like, in his head, he's like, God damn it, man.
Yeah, like, man, fuck this guy. But I couldn't believe you said, dude, that you didn't think Cowboy was that good.
I don't, man. I still don't. I even like retract my steps, and I was like, I was stoned when I say that. And I was like, dude, he's known for just getting beat by everybody, having close fights. I mean, I get it, but it's like.
So is he like kind of like a Michael Chandler?
Yeah, man. I just think it's a little too soon for him to get inducted. Like, dude, he's retired. Like, has it been a year?
No, he just recently retired, less than 6 months ago.
I'm like, dude.
I always have liked Cowboy, even when he was coming up fighting, because he always had really good fights when he was coming up. Very, the striking was always there. There were bloody wars. I love that shit. That's what fighting's all about. And he always gave those kind of fights. But he was also good, man. He really did have good striking, though, especially when he was in his prime.
I really didn't like his striking, man.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. Like dude, when WEC came out, that was just a whole entire like crazy organization. I thought it was so fun to watch them. A lot of them were smaller, and like they didn't have a lot of fighters. You know, you knew almost everyone in their roster, and he was pretty fire in there. I mean, like that's where he got to start from, and he was kicking ass for a little bit.
Yeah, true. I mean, I definitely think he deserves the Hall of Fame. You could be right though. Maybe it was a little too early. Like there's probably other fighters who could be, inducted into the Hall of Fame, but he's definitely deserving of going in there.
Yeah, he was an icon too, though. I get it. I mean, he was more of a personality too, and everything like that. There was nobody else like Cowboy.
I mean, who all have we gotten inducted this year? We've had 4, right? Cowboy, Jens Pulver got inducted. Who are the other? There's 2 other ones. I feel like I'm having a brain fart right now.
Dude, yeah. Speaking of Jens Pulver, he liked the podcast.
Oh yeah, he did. He liked some of our shit on the podcast, which is kind of dope. I watch him on. He hosts the UFC Twitch, so I'll always like to. When I get on there and watch, they show like free fight nights and shit. I always get on there and watch, and he's the one that does all the streaming for it.
Oh, I didn't know he was involved in that.
Yeah, he does all the UFC Twitch. So they have like a Twitch channel that he just sits there, talks to the chat, and they watch like over they almost said over the octagon. They watch the Ultimate Fighter and then like old fight nights, and then he just commentates on them and talk to the chat and shit like that.
Dude, he was a scrappy little badass.
Oh, dude, Jens Pulver was cool, man. He came in there like he always had like the cool hairdos and shit.
Dude, he put designs in his hair.
Yeah,
him, bro, and he's the one that would fight anybody, man.
Oh yeah, he was a scrappy dude.
First ever lightweight champion, right?
I believe so. Yeah, first ever.
Insane, dude.
Yep. Well, in other news, damn, hold on. What'd you say?
He's getting on the show.
Oh, dude, if we got Jens Pulver on here, that'd be fucking nuts. I got a couple people that I would love to get on. I have a coworker of mine who's I don't know if I told you this actually, but I've been trying to hit him up. He his cousin or his wife's cousin is damn, I just forgot the damn name. Melvin Gillard.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so he sees Melvin Gillard all the time. It's his wife's first cousin.
Dude, Melvin Gillard was a fucking beast back in the day.
Yeah, because he told me, because he's one of the guys that when I at work that loves the UFC. He knows a lot about it. I actually talked to him the other day about getting him on the podcast and chopping it up with us because he's very knowledgeable in the UFC. He watches all the cards. And when we got to talking, when I first worked with him, and I was like, man, this is how I do my fights because, I work on Sundays, so I got to split up my nights whenever there's a fight on, so I go in after the fight cards. And he happened to work with me on a Sunday, and I was like, yeah, I just, watched the fight, went right in after work, and he was like, oh, you watch UFC? And then we got to talking about it, and then he was like, my wife's cousin is Melvin Gillard. I was like, that's Melvin Gillard, like blonde hair, like short blonde hair. He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, that's dope as fuck. We used to watch his ass back in the day.
Dude, yeah, he was in the Ultimate Fighter too, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he was fighting. He was like one of the most, like veteran guys on that show. Like he had like 20 fights before then, dude. He's been a name.
And he's really not even that old.
No, dude. I used to be obsessed. And I used to go to SureDog.com every day to get my MMA news. That's the
I was on SureDog today. They have an app.
No, dude. That is the OG site, man.
That is the OG site.
At the OG site, dude, you had Pride, K1, UFC, WEC, everything all at once. Dream fighting.
We used to get on SureDog in our computer class every day. When we get there, we would get on there, we would be looking at all the news and shit, and looking at. Remember, we used to look at fighters' bios every day. Me and you.
Dude, it was the first thing we did in computer class, and it's like the only thing we did.
Man, that was so long ago too. To think about it, dude. SureDog's been around for a fucking minute.
Dude, SureDog is the site, dude. I got everything I knew from there.
That's fucking wild. But hey, we got some confirmed fights coming up. I saw a few come through this week that are gonna make for some good fights. We got Ian Gary and Daniel Rodriguez got confirmed, which is gonna be fucking awesome. We were just talking about Ian Gary and how last week and that his most recent performance, man, he's trying to be the next Conor, and Daniel Rodriguez is his next opponent, which D-Rod's good. So it's gonna be definitely a step up in competition for sure.
It's definitely going to be a big step up in competition. D-Rod's definitely no ho. But if he beats him, I mean, D-Rod's, how old is he? He's like 36, 37.
He's probably mid 30s.
I mean, you got a staple fighting right there, man. That's going to be good. It's going to be
got a young
test.
young cat versus a veteran.
Yeah, that's going to be good, dude.
Then we got Jack Hermanson, Brandon Allen. That should be a really good fight. Hermanson looks pretty solid last, and Brendan Allen, getting the upset. What is it? Andre Muniz, right? Is who he beat, which he was the underdog going into that. So that should be a really good fight. Cody Garbrandt got a quick little confirmed fight against Dominic. Oh, and actually, it's not even confirmed. It's in the talks. But Dominic Cruz, Cody Garbrandt, be a good fight for Cody to get his name back into the mix of the top 10.
Dude, that's a good fight for the fans right there too,
It
man.
is.
Like, both those fans, man. Like,
both these guys are vets.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I think they're both ex-champs, bro.
Yeah. No, yeah, both of them were champs. You're right.
Yeah.
But very brief.
Yeah.
One fight maybe? They won the belt and lost the belt?
I think so.
And then my boy Bo Nichols, coming back, looking to return to International Fight Week. Against Trayshawn, right?
Yeah, man. Coming back like at that fight card, that's like the best. I always think International Fight Week is like
it's a cool week.
Fight. Yeah, and it's like you just got the best fighters from all around the world, dude. And him doing that is sick. I think the person he's fighting an easier person. He's gonna beat the fuck out of this dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that's. Bo Nichols is gonna look dominant in every fight he gets until he gets into like the top 10 mix. Then he's gonna start seeing some competition. But anybody outside of the top 10, he's gonna run through personally.
Yeah.
I don't see. Let's see who could he possibly. Let's see who he could beat. Just being curious. Where's he at? Middleweight. Yeah, so into the top 15. It's a tough division. Jesus Christ. He's a middleweight, bro. That's a tough division.
Oh, dude.
I still think he's going to be a champ, but damn. That might be the best division in fighting, bro.
You think so?
It's either that or lightweight.
Shit, I was going to say lightweight is something special.
Yeah, but look at middleweight, though. You got Pieta, Adesanya, Robert Whittaker, Marvin Vettori, even Jared Cannonier's okay. Paulo Costa making his return. The only one I hate in the top, 10 is I think Jack Hermanson beats Derek Brunson. I love Sean Strickland, dude. But he's not going to ever be a champ, but I love him as a fighter.
Dude, I don't like the middleweight really after after Whittaker, I'm really not impressed with anyone over there, to be honest. Like
Vettori Paulo Costa is solid.
He's all right.
No, those guys are elite fighters. I don't give a shit. Actually, maybe it is definitely not dominant. Welterweight is better.
Welterweight is the best one.
No. Lightweight's better than welterweight, dude. Charles Oliveira, Islam, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Benel Dariush, Michael Chandler, Fiziev, Gamrot, Dos Anjos. Dude, they got there's a whole damn list of people in the lightweight division.
Welterweight
stops at 7. You got Wonder Boy, Shavkat, Gilbert Burns, Bilal, and then you got Chimaev, Colby Covington, and Kamaru Usman. It stops at 7. Yeah, that's a tough one though. I like lightweight a little better only because I think I like Charles Oliveira. That's one of my favorite fighters. So I'm gonna side with the lightweight, and then I do like watching Dustin Poirier fight, even though I'm not a big Poirier fan, but it's a good division too. Shit, I don't like lightweight like that. Lightweight's pretty soft, and heavyweight it stops. Heavyweight's kind of packed, but after about 6, 7, or 8, it doesn't. You just got a bunch of blah, like power. That's really it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then featherweight, after the top 4, top 5, it's not that good. Bantamweight, top 5, that's about it. Flyweight, top 3, that's it.
That's for flyweight's the weakest one, man.
Yeah, flyweight and light heavyweight are the worst ones, which is wild to think about because the light heavyweight division back in the day was the best division.
Oh man, it's where the icons were. Everybody, dude, that was the most stacked class for years.
Dude, light heavyweight was the best division back in the day, and all the vets just kind of skirted out. So now we're just left with,
dude, light heavyweight.
Something,
Right when the Pride crossover came over, that light heavyweight thing, they had stars from 1 to 20.
Oh yeah, dude, you never knew who was gonna win a fight in light heavyweight.
No, it was insane. You couldn't even bet on that.
For sure. But now we get some you already said your hot take, damn it. I was gonna go into hot takes.
Yeah, that came out, dude. I'm sticking with it.
So you think Merab's gonna be the champ?
Yeah. I just see it happening, man. I see Sterling 100% losing. And then Henry losing to him.
Fair enough. I'm gonna come up with my hot take on the fly here because I'm looking at the divisions and their rankings, and we have Pieta Adesanya coming up soon. And I'm gonna say my hot take is this.
Uh-oh.
Pieta wins. He goes up a division. He goes for the double belt against Jamal Hill.
Let's fucking go.
And he wins.
Let's go.
Hot take.
Dude, if that happens, I'm going fucking streaking, dog.
He is a savage. He's a scary dude.
Dude, he looks like a hitman for like the Brazil. Like he's scary, dude. He looks like he was in prison for 10 years training MMA.
And what's crazy about him is his fighting doesn't even look that good.
Dude, it doesn't. He almost fights like he's stiff.
But he's a world champion kickboxer. And dude, that would be a wild. That's a hot take because but he's big. He's a big dude. So he has to go up or he's going to be cutting weight and cutting weight and cutting weight every single time he defends his title. And eventually somebody's going to come in like Marvin Vettori or Robert Whittaker is going to come in and beat him. Yeah, but I think he has Adesanya's number.
Oh, all day.
So
all day. I mean, I would love to see that, man. That would be one of the coolest things I've seen. But Jamal Hill beat his homie.
I know that would be the coolest story, I think, in UFC history. How he dominated Adesanya 3-0, 4-0 if he wins, and then goes up a weight class and then beats the guy who beats his protege.
Jeez, that's insane. Is he undefeated?
Pieta? No.
He's not?
7-1.
Who the fuck has he lost to?
He lost, I want to say like his first fight.
Jeez, man.
But
that's insane.
He's been on a mission ever since.
I mean, he has potential. He could, if he keeps this up, he could be one of the greatest of all time.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, he's only lost once.
That's true. He's 7-1, but he's got another 3 years.
Oh, he's 35 years old. Dirty Bird. What?
Yeah.
Damn. He did this just for Adesanya, bro. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I wanna beat that
he
guy.
he ain't got much longer, dude. He kickboxed for a long time before he came into the UFC.
Yeah, I think he just did this to beat the shit out of Adesanya again, bro.
Well, he got that title shot because of their history, and then he did it again, and now everybody's like, holy shit. If he ends up actually, you might be right. If he ends up winning that, moving up a weight class, and then beating Jamal Hill, I wouldn't say Jamal Hill's like one of the best of all time, so I wouldn't like think it's too crazy for him to win, but the double champ, like a double champ type shit, that'd be pretty cool for his history. I mean, Conor McGregor's the best double champ ever.
Do you think John Jones would be able to make light heavyweight?
No, not now.
You don't think he could ever again?
No, he's too fucking big now. Dude, he walks around at like 250, 260.
What the fuck?
And he probably cuts and cuts a little bit of weight and then just gains a little bit of muscle. Dude, he's getting big. Dude, he looked massive. Not even like swole, but he just looked completely different from when he was at light heavyweight.
He looked nothing like the old John Jones, man. That fight still just turns me up, dude.
Dude, how many more fights you think he's got left in him before he just says, fuck it, calls it? I honestly could see him just beating Stipe and not fighting again.
That would fucking piss me off, dude.
It wouldn't me. I think his ultimate mission from the get-go coming back was to beat Francis Ngannou, which that didn't happen. So he had to beat Cyril Gane to get to Stipe, which Stipe is considered the greatest heavyweight of all time.
They really say he's the greatest of all time. I know
Yeah.
he's close there, but really,
Yeah,
I
they
like
say he's
Velasquez had a long run.
he took those guys down.
Really,
Yeah.
big nod.
They say Stipe's the best of all time. I mean, Kane's a definite consideration as one of the best, but they say Stipe's the best, and maybe that was John's mission, was to come in, beat the best of all time, and then leave the rest to who's left.
Damn.
I could see it. I could definitely see him calling it after Stipe, but I mean, who knows? He might. There's so many good. There's a lot of tough competition coming up.
Dude, Stipe used to have those bangers, bro.
I think his toughest fight, if he stays and fights a couple more fights, Tom Aspinall is going to give him his toughest competition.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Tom Aspinall, if he didn't get hurt in that last fight, he was one of the best right at that moment. He could have been the best. And then obviously he got hurt. But Curtis Blades, he's got power in his punches, and he's a good wrestler, but John's better. Sergey Pavlovich, power in his punches, but John can control that. He's too smart for those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Stipe's going to put up a good fight, but I think Stipe's a little too out of the picture.
He's way too out of the picture, man.
So, but John's going to make a run for it, man. I would love to see him fight as many times as I can. I just don't want to see him lose.
Yeah.
That would be the toughest part. That's the biggest thing. I want to see him in undefeated, technically.
I want him to fight Francis Ngannou.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Yeah, John Jones is locked in the UFC, so yeah.
So, yeah, because they signed a 9-5 deal. Maybe that's why. So he couldn't go and join another organization. Who knows? Maybe it might be a Holly Holmes little situation or something.
All right.
Who knows, bro? But yeah, who knows? John Jones is the GOAT, though. That's all I know.
Bam, boy.
But we don't give the women much love. There's not really much going on right now besides Alexa Grasso getting the belt, but I don't see her holding that very long.
No, not at all, man. I see Amanda Nunes holding it for another 10 years.
Well, you mean Valentina or Oh, you just talking in general, Amanda Nunes.
In general.
Oh yeah, Amanda Nunes she'll go down as the best woman fighter ever.
Yeah, I mean, and if we're speaking of double champ, she's probably the best double champ ever.
In the women's division, for sure. I don't know about best double champ ever because Conor McGregor's the best double champ, but I agree with you on the women's for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's gonna be hard to beat her. She's just that good.
Yeah, she's half dude.
Shit, bro. Well, what else you got, bro? I ain't got much other than that, man. Just fucking vibing.
Yeah, man, that's good, dude. We're excited for the next UFC coming down here. The one right after that, we got a king returning back, dude. It's gonna be a great next couple weeks for the whole entire sport of UFC, man.
No, for sure. We even got Raul Rosas Jr. getting his first good competition. Christian Rodriguez. It's gonna be a good fight.
Dude, it's gonna be his jump. How old is he?
Yeah, 18.
Dude, and he's on the main card.
18 or 17. I think he's 17.
That's insane, dude. Yeah, he's on the main card. This is gonna be nuts.
And this is his second main card.
I like the way he talks shit, bro.
Oh, that actually, you know what? That was gonna be my hot take. I think he loses.
No way.
I think he's good. I think he's really good. But dude, there's something about his age that's gonna catch up real quick. He's 18. He's 18. Sorry, not 17. But his age is gonna play a huge factor. And I know people can say, yeah, his skills is up there, but dude, age plays a factor when it comes to this, how you react in certain situations.
Yeah, it's weird, man. He's a beast though, dude. His submissions are dirty, dude. He finishes everything in the first round almost, dude. He's a beast.
But the limelight can get to you though, especially when you're young. The only person to ever not affect is John Jones.
Dude, but if this little dude's over here taking hits from guys like this already, dude, I'm stoked for him.
I would love to see him be good. Because I love his style. I love the wrestling. I love his style of fighting. But dude, I'm putting myself in his shoes and I'm thinking if I was an 18-year-old kid and I'm fighting in a main two back-to-back pay-per-views, and now my level of competition stepped up, it's gonna be tough.
That Christian Rodriguez is good, dude.
He's 8-1.
Yeah, he's damn. I could see that happening. That'd be wild.
Rojas Jr.'s his takedowns are great. His wrestling is great, which he has a good advantage. But Bo Nickal's wrestling is better, so that's why his level of competition. That's why he's beating people like he is. But Rojas Jr., yeah, his striking is, I wouldn't say the greatest because all he resorts to is his wrestling and submissions, you know?
Yeah, dude.
But now he's going to fight somebody with good defense to submissions.
Yeah, dude's a beast. Dude's pretty solid.
So, I don't know, man. That'll be a good fight. Kevin Holland returning. Everybody likes. I love Kevin Holland fights because he just goes out there and has a fucking fun ass time. He's a good dude. And then Rob Font, Adrian Yanez. That'd be an all right fight. That'd be a pretty close fight, actually, I think. And then Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. That one is going to be very interesting because Gilbert Burns is a heavy, heavy fucking favorite. So who knows how that's going to go. And then we got the rematch. Or I wouldn't even say the rematch. The fourth fight between Pieta and Adesanya.
Man, dude, what if Jorge Masvidal comes out and just gets a first round knockout over Gilbert Burns?
I mean, dude, if he beats Gilbert Burns, that's going to stir some shit.
It is, dude, because then Colby Covington, beat Jorge. So he's like, hey, I do deserve to be here. Oh, dude, it's going to be nuts. It's going to shake that division if that happens.
Oh, shit. I'm excited. That's going to be a good one.
That'd be nuts.
Fuck, man.
Colby Covington calling Jorge Masvidal a broken man.
Damn, I'm stoked. But anyways, Nasty, anything else, brother? I think I'm good, man. I think we'll save the rest for next week, and we'll get heavy into this 287 card.
Definitely, man. Sounds good.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for this week. Next week, we'll be back at it again for UFC 287. We're going to go pretty into that shit because we got a lot to talk about between these guys. So we'll fucking catch y'all in the next episode. But to end it off, like always, we do this podcast for the Overs Club, sports betting Discord that we have. If you're into any sports, if you're into any betting, this is the place to be. So much high level shit on our Discord for anybody to learn from beginners to advance. So links in the bio, like always. Join, hang out, spend some time. We show all the UFC fights, all the sporting events, baseball, basketball, football. So come in, have some fun, join the community. We'll catch y'all next week. Nasty, I'll see you, brother.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah, baby. Ah!